Hello Internet, and welcome to my super fucking late, I'm so sorry, review for Attack on Titan episode 48. The episode came out on Sunday, and it's now just after midnight Saturday. So I am really fucking late to this episode. But you know, it's been a few weeks since I was here because we were off the week before that. So it's been since the 23rd of September, I think. No, maybe? Yeah, fuck. It's been a long while. Like, when I first got up to campus. Shit. Okay. That ran aside. When we last left our heroes, Kenny was revealing the truth of his life. How he met Uri, became indebted to Uri, and then became, like, his, like, chief confidant or something. And then adopted Levi, and just got the whole story of his life. And then Historia was crowned queen. And that's where we leave off, this week. I do still have my straw poll in the description. I decided to extend that till the 15th. I feel like I have not explained that. I explained that after the latest, Titan video, because it's been so long. But yeah, fill that out. It'll be in the description down there. Please do. But yeah, moving into the episode proper, we open, it's been 2 months, since the coup, since Historia has been crowned, and she is running around with underground orphans, which was not what I was expecting to happen, but I'm more than happy to see her do it, especially given that I don't think she will be, participating in, like, scout missions too much anymore, now that she is the queen. That would just be kind of weird, you know, Erwin was super hesitant to let her go on the rod-killing mission, let alone just, you know, the trip all the way to Shiganshina. Yeah, I think she's gonna be relegated for a fair bit. I don't know, maybe when Ymir comes back, something will happen there, I don't know. But then as the episode goes on, Eren and Historia start talking about how things have been the past couple months. And I am not the biggest fan of sullen Eren. You know, he's so, like, so dead, and, yeah. I don't know, I just find him boring, you know? We all make fun of, you know, I have to kill all the Titans, Eren. You know, but, like, you know, full of rage and everything, but that's a lot more fun than miserable, yeah, I don't deserve this power, Eren. I don't know, I don't dig it. What else I don't dig, and what has been gratefully gone the past 2 seasons, until this episode, is Mikasa's super creepy crush on Eren. You know, he and Historia are just talking because they're friends, and they're, you know, old war buddies at this point, and Mikasa pops up and is like, what are you doing talking to Eren? And is like, this is one of the reasons why Mikasa is not my fave. Mikasa's... It used to be Mikasa and Levi were both, like, my least favorite characters, just because they're not very... before this season, were just kind of badasses for the sake of being badasses. And Levi got a bit of development this season. Not a whole lot, not as much as I thought he would at the start of the season. But Mikasa is still just how she's always been, and I'm not a fan of how she's always been. And then we cut to the Executioner from Hell sequence, where Eren's hardening ability has, like, made it easy to trap Titans within the grooves of the wall. You know, they're little, like, jettison parts of the wall, and they get the Titan in there, and then smash its head with a log. And while that's cool and all, I don't know how effective it's gonna be. Because, like, it's nice to, you know, wipe out Titans while they're on the borderline of Walrose, but what's it gonna do when they're halfway to Shiganshina and they're surrounded by Titans? Oh, let's set up this log system to smash the Titan's head in? That's not gonna work. So it's cool, and it's a nice way to show how Eren's abilities work, but I don't think it's really gonna be effective long-term, I guess, is my concern. So yeah, that's just how it is. But then we cut to our old friends, the Levi Squad, chilling out over dinner, joined by Marlowe. the MP who helped them out during the coup. And we find out that he joined the Scouts, and he just kind of like clicks with the rest of the group. He gets on real well with them, even if he is now Sans Hitch. You know, it's nice to see. I hope he's a main character from now on. I don't think he's gonna be full on like Levi Squad important, but like as an occasional, you know, ally to the heroes. I hope he doesn't die. Is all I'm gonna say. And so in the most interesting development the episode gives us, I criticized Saul and Aaron a few minutes ago, but honestly, him pitying the Titans is honestly an interesting development. You know, it's like you know, Aaron was, you know, this, I have to kill all the Titans, that was his like goal, and now he's like, what if they're just trapped in a nightmare? Thanks to like what Ymir said on the tree outside Walrose. So that's just interesting. I don't know. I don't think Aaron's gonna, you know, start not killing Titans because of this, but you know, when the Titan's ready to like crush Jean, he's still gonna kill the Titan, I think. But yeah, that is an interesting development all the same. And then we get to actually the real most shocking development of the episode, and that is that guy that broke down in front of the old lady in the very first episode of Attack on Titan, before Bertolt showed up and destroyed Shiganshina, aged into Commandant Sadies from the training camp. Or not the training camp, that's MHA, from boot camp, or military training, or whatever it's called. Huh? He's also the guy from Grisha's Memories, who is old friends with Grisha. And like, what? Everything about that reveal is so absurd, and nothing in this episode reaches that level of absurdity. But then we cut to, they're all in the room, talking to Sadies, and Sasha won't sit down, because Sasha is still traumatized from all the times Sadies, like, grilled her out for stealing food, in her cadet days. And so while everyone else, like, sits down to have a conversation with the Commandant, she's, like, standing in the corner, like, on, like, rigid alert. So that was a funny little bit. And then, so Sadies, like, takes in the crew, and he's like, I barely recognize y'all anymore, and it's only been a few months. And, like, it's easy, you know, it's been 5.5 years since this stuff came out in the anime, almost. It was April 2013, I think, when it came out, yeah? So this stuff would have been late April, and we're in mid-October. So yeah, it's been just about 5.5 years since they were trainees, from our time. But in universe, it's been a few months. And, like, everything's happened so fast. You know, they've gotten 2 months to, like, calm down now in the aftermath of the coup. But everything is just barreling by. And I love that reminder. It's not something that comes up a whole lot when they're, you know, busy fighting people. And it's nice to see every now and then. And then Sadies gets telling the story. We find out that Grisha was outside the walls with no memories, which makes me wonder if maybe he came from outside the walls? I don't know. Maybe... I got no clue. Maybe... No... I was about to say maybe he was a Titan shifter like Ymir, and who eventually found his way inside the wall, but we know he became a Titan shifter by killing Frida, so that's not what happened. But then, you know, we find out that, like, Hannes had always been, before his unfortunate passing, a drunk garrison guy. Carla was a waitress. But I feel like this flashback just spends a little too much time just, like, passively showing us life 20 years ago. Like, we don't find out a whole lot, which in the end is kind of the point, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But the next thing we see Sadies rants about how bad the commander is, and at one point he comes back home from a mission after he's become commander, and he sees Carla holding a newborn Eren. And it hit me then. If this episode is proposing that Sadies was friends with the Jaegers all this time, then what? Actually, it depends on the timeline. At what point did Sadies become the training captain? And what point did he retire from the Scouts? Because that very much depends on. Well, we know no, because he was certainly the leader of the Scouts by the time Walmaria fell, because Eren and Mikasa saw him in that role the day of the fall. So, him being old friends with the Jaegers, he should have, fuck, I lost train of thought. He should have, Eren and Mikasa should have known him already. Like, maybe they didn't recognize him bald, but they should have recognized the name. And Eren should have recognized him when his memory popped up when he got Grisha's memories. That doesn't make any sense, that they didn't know Sadies. Because, my first thought, after looking at this scene, Sadies goes on this whole rant, oh, you normal people don't amount to shit. But Carla, is like, no, actually, there's nothing wrong with us. And, I'm always down for a praise of normalcy. But the way that, I figured after that scene, they kind of, made amends. And, Sadies was was an old friend of Grisha and Carla. And if he maybe wasn't exactly a regular figure around Shiganshina, but still, I don't know, he feel like whenever he had to be in Shiganshina for, a scouting expedition, he would have stopped by the Jaegers to visit. So it was just weird that Eren and Mikasa did not know him, even his name. And so we know from the show, as I recall, it's been a long time in Season 1, but as I recall, the fall of Shiganshina was the same day that Grisha left Shiganshina and that we see Sadies apologizing to the old lady. And yet, when Shiganshina falls, both of them are somehow already in Trost. Which I've always been a little bit confused on exactly how far, the interiors of each wall are. But that was kind of a weird thing to me. I didn't quite get, how they were already in Trost. But while he's in Trost, he sees Grisha. As everyone's running, panicking, thinking the Titans are coming for them next. And he asks Grisha, or he thinks to himself that it was Grisha's fault. And I'm really confused what that it was. Is he saying that Grisha is responsible for Shiganshina falling? Is he saying that that was my first reaction. Then I was like, is he saying that Grisha is responsible for Sadies staying in the scout regiment that would bring him to Trost at this time and therefore staying alive? That's a bit more of a stretch. I don't know. Especially given that Sadies does not know anything about the Titan Shifters, given that he sees the light of the Titan Shifter when Eren eats Grisha, or when Eren first becomes a Titan and then eats Grisha. And he thinks it's lightning and not Grisha, or Eren, Titan shifting. So I don't know why he believed that. But yeah, I don't know what's going on there. And then the flashback ends. He finds a passed out Eren, brings it back to the shelter. Eren realizes he has the key around his neck. And Eren's response is pretty much my reaction. So that's it? We don't find out all that much from this. We find out that... The one thing we find out is that Grisha was outside the walls 20 years ago with no memories how he got there. That's really the only pivotal thing we get here, other than seeing that Sadies is, an actual person and not a caricature of a boot camp sergeant. But yeah. I mean, we don't really find out all that much. We find out that he was friends with the Jaegers, that he was the commander, I don't know how the fuck Aaron saw the memory guy, young Sadies, and the bald commandant and put them together, because they look nothing alike. I just want to put that out there. But yeah, that's kind of it. They get a little bit of more inklings onto Grish's past, but it answers questions that no one was asking. No one was asking for Sadies' life story. No one was asking for how Grisha and Carla got married. It just seems all kind of irrelevant. But I say that. But there was one question that no one was asking that I was more than happy to have answered. And that is, I said earlier that the what did I say? Oh, that Sadies being the guy from the first episode was the most absurd thing to happen in this episode. I lied. Because I was saving it for this. This was the most absurd thing to happen in this episode. Keith Sadies broke the ODM gear. He was the one who broke Aaron's ODM gear in episode 4. I did not need to know that. I'm very happy I know that. It's so just, it's just a thing that I have to accept as canon now, and I'm more than happy to accept it as canon now. And it also kind of gives us a bit of insight onto Sadies' character, you know? He cares enough about the Jaegers that he's trying to get their son shipped off to not fight the Titans. So I like that. But all in all, this episode, it was a bit of a mixed bag. A lot of the early interactions with the scouts together were a lot of fun. Sans, that creepy crush here or there. But the Sadies flashback gave us a little bit, but not really enough to really feel like it mattered all that much. But yeah. Next week, it looks like we're finally moving on, or tomorrow, I should say. We are finally moving on to, Shiganshina. We're retaking Shiganshina after 5 years. Fucking hyped for that. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the episode and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, subscribe, fill out that straw poll in the description. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!